Welcome to this episode of EagleAir TV. I'm Lucas Finger. This episode features academic signings, art, boys tennis, misinformation part 2, senior events, the final segment of our Uke In the Know, and a senior Q&A. On April 28th, a flock of students at NHS participated in a new senior activity. Caleb Stafford gives us more.
On Wednesday, April 28th, 12 students participated in an academic college signing, surrounded by family, friends, and school faculty that supported them through their academic journey. These students were awarded competitive scholarships. They had to either submit an essay or be interviewed in the process. Senior Susan Hardy plans to attend Tulsa University.
I'm going to the University of Tulsa, and I chose it because it is a very comfortable and familiar area for me because I have family that are in Tulsa, and then it's also a very highly rated, highly respected school, research institution, private. The campus is beautiful, and the majors that I'm in, I've connected with the professors, and they're all very welcoming. I received the Presidential Scholarship, which is a full tuition scholarship. I think probably one of the things that separated me from a lot of other students that might have been applying for the Presidential Scholarship is me being an AP capstone, and just the rigor of the classes that I've taken in high school and just me stretching myself. I am in several clubs, and I'm president or vice president for several of these clubs. I saw opportunities that came to me, and I took them, and I didn't hesitate in that and pursuing them as well.
This is Caleb Stafford with EagleAir TV.
Nix's art program is continuously growing. L. Justice explains.
Nixa High School has a lot of unrecognized talent. Most of this talent can be found in the art room.
I am an art teacher, and I teach mainly 2D advanced classes, so like drawing and painting, and then I teach 2 hours of art foundations. I first started doing art just because I enjoyed it so much. It was just kind of an escape for me and a passion that I started at a very young age. And so from there, I just kind of took it on to the college level and then ended up as an art teacher.
Miss Johnson, an art teacher at Nixa High School, who has taught many award-winning artists, says art has changed her point of view of the world.
I think the view of an artist is so much different than someone that's not an artist. So everything I encounter, everything I see, I'm always analyzing it or trying to figure out how I would draw that or produce it, or little things every day inspire me.
Perry McCroskey, a senior at Nixa High School, won an MSU Merit Award and says what inspired her.
So with one of them, it was my friend who's non-binary. I wanted to do a piece about them with their gender identity and just how gender identity can be this big discovery for someone. And then another one, it was just I wanted to show the cool things about Missouri, so I drew Wilson's Creek Battlegrounds, and then the last one was I wanted to express this feeling that people get where a lot of people aren't pushing the creative fields enough, and it's all they see is the negative comments and stuff like that, when people are actually supporting them on the outside and showing this do not feed the fish or feed the animals mantra, so people are swimming with the fishes, aka the dead comments.
Ms. Johnson says she loves to see her students excel.
I just encourage everyone to take art classes. Even if you just have a little spark or a little passion for it, you never know where it can take you or where you can end up. Even Taylor Goldman, who is a senior this year, was saying how she had never expected to become a graphic designer. That's what she's going to college for. So I just feel like if you can take that step and get out of your comfort zone and try something new, it can open so many doors for you.
For EagleAir TV, this has been L. Justice.
Boys tennis is in full swing. Phoebe Gardner gives us more.
Eagles on three! 1, 2, 3, Eagles!
Coach Blansett says that the tennis team is having a good season.
So as far as the season goes, we're off to a good start. I think we only lost a couple matches, but the biggest match of the season so far is they upset Kickapoo the other day in the Kickapoo Invitational Tournament. Our guys finished second place, which was an upset because there were some really good teams in Catholic, Central, Kickapoo. Bolivar, Republic. Competition was stiff, so to finish second place is an awesome accomplishment for those guys. Got a lot of tough matches coming up. The conference is very good this year. Wheeler's got a nationally ranked player. Wheeler's one of our losses. They'll be one of the better teams in the area. But this team has a chance to compete in the conference and compete in their district and pretty much compete every night. And I think the future is bright for these guys. We've got a few seniors, but some good underclassmen as well. Coach Snowden does a great job getting those guys prepared to play. And we just try to play every day as hard as we can and hope by the end of the season we're playing our best tennis and have a chance to win districts.
Isaac Forbes says he enjoys spending time with the team.
I think we've done a lot better. I think we've surpassed a lot of expectations that we had for ourselves in terms of just winning in general. A lot of trips, bus rides, and all that are really fun, and going to eat after. That's kind of what we all enjoy the most about it.
With the season ending soon, look out for local district matches. For EagleAir TV, this has been Phoebe Gardner.
Misinformation is hard to combat, but here are some ways to fight it. Misinformation is ever present in today's world, and it's getting increasingly more difficult to recognize. But there are still a few key giveaways to look for.
First of all, I think people need to understand that social media is not a news source. It's not an information source. The social media platform itself, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, is nothing but a shell. It's just a place where information sits. The sources are the people who are putting the information in front of you. And oftentimes the person who put that information in front of you is not the person who originated that information. And so people need to understand that they need to be more sophisticated about the way that they evaluate the information that's in front of them.
Just as it is difficult for people to find the truth on the internet, it is equally as difficult for news outlets to get the facts exactly right.
The biggest thing is just trying to be self-aware and acknowledging that you may have biases or more often just gaps in your knowledge. And so it comes down to trying to gather as many of those viewpoints as you can and giving them all a fair shake.
While it may be easy for youth to spot false facts, it's getting increasingly more difficult for the older people in our society to spot these online falsities.
You'd think that older folks would have, with the experience and wisdom of a lot of years, would be more skeptical about information that's put in front of them. But what I'm observing is that in many cases, people who are my age or 10 to 20 to 30 years older are even more eager to believe and spread things that are misleading and unfair and not very, and that's kind of concerning.
Oftentimes, social media platforms don't stand idly by and watch their platform get taken over by trolls and falsehoods. Many social media platforms do whatever they can to prevent the spread of misinformation.
I mean, they have created something that they can't control. So the question is, what do they do in the future? I mean, obviously, all the major platforms, Twitter, Facebook, have taken steps to try to curtail what's going on.
While companies try to fix the problem, they're usually not successful in their efforts.
Is it enough? Well, clearly not. But, honestly, nothing is going to be as successful as people becoming more sophisticated and more literate about and more careful about what they're doing with content online. And that's an awfully big ask because it requires a level of education and sophistication and thoughtfulness that is pretty tough when it's so easy to click a like button or share something.
Some news outlets try to propagate the spread of misinformation, but for most legitimate organizations, the relationship is much different.
Legitimate news sites, I think that our relationship with misinformation is usually trying to confront it. But that can be sort of a careful dance because you want to make sure that you're not giving it air. You don't want to feed the misinformation. And so, for instance, one of the tactics that is talked about a lot and kind of encouraged is for news organizations, if you're going to write about some misinformation, you're going to try and fact check something, you say, use the sandwich strategy. So you say the truth first, then you say, here's the misinformation or the false statement, and then you say the truth again.
Misinformation is everywhere, so make sure to always be on the lookout for info that just isn't quite right. For EagleAir TV, this has been Lucas Finger. The seniors have a full calendar ahead of them. Here's a quick checklist. Next up is the final segment of our Uke in the Know with TJ Sorgenfrey.
Oh, I didn't see you there. Aloha and welcome to this last edition of our Uke in the Know. May 18th is arena scheduling. Check with your STAR teacher if you have any questions. Senior finals are May 7th and 10th. If you meet all the requirements, you will not have to show up on those days. Summer is almost here. Last day for non-seniors is May 21st. Since it's my last time ever on our Uke in the Know, I decided to write a farewell song. Here it is.
So I'm headed to my graduation. I'm further in my education. I'm moving on to do something new. As I'm nearing emancipation, I'm headed towards my destination. I hope that I have left my mark on you. Bye, 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 saying bye to Nixa High. I have learned all I can from you. Bye, 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 all the time that seemed to fly. I have got so much more to do.
Next up, Bryce Paoli and Reed Martin talk to some seniors.
Clayton, what are you going to miss most?
I'd say probably being with my friends in high school that I've grown up with and just having fun here. So, yeah.
Cool.
The thing I'm going to miss most about high school is definitely going to be the people and just the overall vibe of high school.
I'm probably going to miss seeing my friends every day at school because that's the only thing that I enjoy here.
What's your most embarrassing memory?
Probably this interview, I guess. I don't know.
I feel discriminated against. So what is your most embarrassing memory from high school?
My most embarrassing memory is probably going out in the gym in front of the whole school and dressed up like a woman dancing around stupidly.
What's your most embarrassing memory from high school?
Oh, probably accidentally falling down the stairs once or twice, trying to go up them. That's been a couple times actually. Probably the worst part.
I pooped myself freshman year. What teacher will you miss the most?
Miss Harris, English teacher. I love her. I hope she sees this. She's the best teacher ever.
I will miss Eggleston most. Just being able to spend every day with her has been pretty awesome.
Suck up. What's a memory you hope to always remember?
I don't know. I guess just playing football. Just playing football alongside all my best friends, all 4 years.
What advice do you have for underclassmen?
Make sure you're involved in something. It's always important. You have to be able to get out there and do stuff. And then don't stress as much. It's really not worth it, and you are going to be able to get through it without any stress as long as you organize your time and stuff like that.
Very wise. What is your biggest regret?
Probably not playing football this year, my senior year, because team seemed to be doing very well, and I think I would have been probably very good addition to the team. So I'm a GOAT.
The GOAT has spoken. What's the most important thing you think you learned from high school?
The Pythagorean theorem. A squared plus b squared equals c squared.
You know more than me. How do you feel about graduating?
I feel excited. You know, I might have a grade or two to get up real quick before that could happen. But I'm very excited to get out of here and begin my new adult life.
I'm very excited. I'm ready to get out of here and go out into the world. So.
That's cool. Thank you for the interview.
Thanks for tuning into the last episode of EagleAir TV for this school year.
Stick around for some bloopers.
We'll see you next time. Welcome to this episode of EagleAir TV. I'm Lucas Finger. Oh, watch this, I'm gonna mess it up.
Bienvenidos a este episodio de EagleAir TV.
Me llamo Lucas.
Just get it, Marty.
Right here, Floyd. Bless you.
I'm not the one.
Hey.
Really, Zelda?
It's on video or something.
Give me the full swing.
Yo, Ace.
No, stop.
Last night, and I was like,
Oh, I already lost. So hands here or here?
Here.
Here?
Yeah.
Can you stop that?